Hey y'all, it's Memorial Day weekend here in the States. I assume I have people from outside of the States watching, I don't know. But I wanted to show y'all how I make my sweet potato salad. This is a recipe I've made for 1,000 years that I have transformed into plant-based, whole food, oil-free, yummy, crazy delicious, and just in time for your picnics and your barbecues and your cookouts. Let's begin. One more thing. Lest we forget that this weekend is not just about barbecues and cookouts and picnics and swimming. It's about the men and women in uniform who did not make it home. That's what this weekend is about, and we are so thankful for everybody who put their lives on the line for us and still continue to do so, even though this weekend is for the ones who have passed. We just want to say thank you so much. Hey y'all, how about today? Plant-based foodies on. How to make them. Let's begin. Okay, so to begin with, this is a recipe that I've made a lot before I was plant-based, and I got to thinking I could make that plant-based pretty easily. So let's see how we do. Y'all are kind of guinea pigging with me. So you're gonna start with 2.5 pounds of sweet potato, roughly like 2 to 3 sweet potatoes, depending on how big they are. I do want to say that for a long time we tried the keto thing, the high protein, the low carb, and it helps short term, but it doesn't really help cure disease like a plant-based whole food diet does. And so we found this recipe and I tweaked it and made it our own back when we were doing that. So those that are on keto that eat a lot of sweet potatoes, this is one that is also friendly for you too. So anyways, you're just gonna peel it and dice it. The smaller you dice it, oh wait, I don't need that yet. The smaller you dice it, obviously the faster it's gonna cook. You're gonna preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And this is just some vegetable broth. It's some of my homemade vegetable broth. Did y'all know y'all can make it? It's pretty cool. I should do a video of that. Anyways, so used to I would use olive oil, but we don't do olive oil anymore. So I'm just gonna kind of splash some of that on there and dry my hand off. It's a great Memorial Day recipe or any kind of cookout recipe. Some salt. You can omit if you're worried about your sodium levels. Some pepper. I'm just gonna give that a little toss. Did I tell you how to preheat your oven to 400? Preheat your oven to 400 if I didn't already say that. I think I'm gonna add a little splash more of everything. This is a great recipe. The original recipe that I used to make had like hard-boiled eggs in it and stuff and mayonnaise, and now this is a great, even better outdoor recipe for picnics and cookouts and different things because there's nothing that's gonna spoil, really. I mean, I guess it would eventually if you left it out way too long, but there's no animal fats, there's no mayonnaise, there's no eggs that'll spoil and get yucky. So you're gonna take your roasting pan with a non-stick liner in it. Dump out your taters. Spread them out. This is actually one of my daughter's very favorite recipes with sweet potato. Well, one of her favorites. She's got a couple of mine. A couple that I should make for y'all actually because they're really good. And they're plant-based whole food and keto. So we get both of y'all. Okay, so you're going to roast these. I'll read my little cookbook. For about 18 minutes. Now again, it does depend on how fine you dice your potatoes. If they're a smaller cut, they're gonna roast faster. If they're a bigger cut, they're gonna take longer. So, you know, 18 minutes or so, check them, toss them if you need to, particularly because we don't have oil on this, so you may have to toss them sooner than not. Yeah, okay, so pop these in the oven, see y'all in a few minutes. Well, you know, 18 minutes. So I actually had to do mine a little longer than the 18 minutes to get them as soft as I want. You're just gonna take them off of your cookie sheet, steaming hot, and put them in a plastic bowl because I'm a rebel. Then taste them, add a little salt if you want to, a little more pepper. Put them on here. Now, just like with regular potato salad that we used to make back when we were heathens, you want to let the potatoes cool all the way. Otherwise, like the sauce that we put on it is just going to like disintegrate and break down and be gross. But we have to do a step real fast before we get to that point. So, put them in a bowl. Ooh, it's hot. Then, sorry, you're going to take 2 to 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. That was actually like 3. And you're just gonna give it a toss while they're still hot. And then you're just gonna let it cool completely. A quick way to do it is to spread it out on a different cookie sheet that is not hot from the oven and like pop it in your fridge for a little bit and it'll cool faster. Or if you're one of those posh houses that has one of those blast chillers, you could totally put one in there, but I've never met anybody with one of those. It's only on Food Network. So I'll see y'all in a few minutes once this cools. Okay, so I spread mine out like in another cookie sheet and put them in the fridge and just let them cool. So you're just gonna dump all this out into a bowl. A pretty big bowl, not that there's a lot of potatoes, but because you want them to have room when you mix the other stuff in, that you're not like mashing the potatoes. Because we want, good grief, they're running away. We want potato salad, not mashed potatoes. Although mashed sweet potatoes are pretty darn good. Less picnicky, barbecue, cookout-y-ish though. Now, you're gonna take a small bowl and I know your heads are gonna explode when I'm fixing to tell y'all something. You could totally make a mayonnaise. You know, in other videos I've made mayonnaise and sour cream and things like that. Or a vegan yogurt. This is actually that, it's store-bought plant-based yogurt, unsweetened, unflavored. This one is a coconut yogurt, just for ease. I know we're normally really hardcore, but it's Memorial Weekend. Come on, it's the exception, not the norm. It's not something we always do. It's okay. So you want 1/3 of a cup of a yogurt. And then this is 1/3 of a cup of tahini. Now you can use a yogurt. It's normally, my original recipe was yogurt and mayonnaise, like a Greek yogurt and a mayonnaise. So instead, I'm using 1/3 of a cup of plant-based yogurt and 1/3 of a cup of tahini. You could make a mayonnaise if you wanted to. Just give that a mix. Of course, now the tahini will kind of change the color, whereas the mayonnaise will keep it more white. But whatever, it's fine. And then, now to your potatoes, you're going to add, this is, let me move my ingredients. Oh, this is 3, dogs, every time. 3 green onions that have just been chopped, washed and chopped, of course. This is an Anaheim pepper. You could totally use, I think the original recipe was sweet picante peppers that have been pickled. I can never find those in stores. I love Anaheim peppers. So I buy an Anaheim pepper, dice it up and saute it in the skillet a little bit with some water and let that cool and add that. Adds a little more spice, I guess, but it's so good. Add that. And then you can use a 1/4 of a cup of fresh dill. For some reason, every store I went to was totally sold out of dill. Maybe a lot of people are making potato salad for Memorial Day. I don't know. So this is 4 teaspoons of dried. And it's sticky. Okay. And then remember that black, which is actually pink, Indian salt that's eggy and it smells horrible. Because my original recipe had eggs in it and we omitted the eggs, this is like 1/8 of a teaspoon of that to kind of make you have that eggy flavor without having eggs. So you're gonna give this a toss. It smells like eggs. That stuff is some strong stuff, let me tell you. Now, it's actually a little thick. If it gets a little thick, you can add some more yogurt. I think the tahini is a little thicker than mayonnaise anyway, so let's see. If you don't want a paste, you want it to be able to like stir it and coat the potatoes without, you know, breaking them as you're trying to stir it on there. A little bit more. Good, that's good, right there. So I'm just gonna add some to your bowl. I may not use all of that, we'll see. Great. Give that a toss. I don't like my potato salad just like really watery, runny. So that's why I didn't add all of that. If you like yours a little runnier, you could just totally add all of it. I guess I like to have a little more control. A little bit more. Lexi says hi. That's pretty good. And I still have like, I don't know, probably about as much yogurt as I added left. And then you do want to taste it and adjust the seasonings. Add a little bit more salt and pepper if you want to. But y'all, that is it. How yummy and delicious does that sweet potato salad look? So good, so yummy, so creamy. So be sure to like and subscribe and share. And I'm just so thankful for y'all. While I was waiting for my potatoes to cool, I got on YouTube and saw that we have now hit 200 subscribers, which is crazy because just like a month ago we hit 100, so we've already doubled that. And I'm just truly humbled and thankful for everybody out there that has hit that little red button. So if you haven't hit it now. Thank you. Be blessed, y'all. Bye.